like my faction accessories? Do they make me look...
Hostile in proximity.
I will explode you!
Enemy in vicinity.
Capacity.
Unit away. Recharge before it discharges.
Restore my life or avenge my death! I'm not reviving you.
Enemy moving into harm's way. From me. Aggressor at hand.
Yeah.
War can become everything.
Combatant observed.
Resorting to violence.
Commander, throwing energy your way. Yes, Commander. May all our...
Been a long night out.
Finally! Maybe now I can get to the truth of this kill order nonsense. I just need to check our comms device for a coded message from my old acquaintance, Severin. I knew it! He wants to help me find out who's behind this. I sent a reply telling him to meet me here on Cloister. I found what I was looking for. No need to continue messing with the Dawn's communication devices.
Hope we can make it to Winter's grad. Did you need something? May all...
Prudence dictates we route all disruptive influences.
We're up against a lot of Protectorate firepower. You got a plan, or are we just gonna fly by the seat of our pants as per usual?
Not a bad idea, though I'd also suggest garnering backup. The Order desperately want to regain control of the archive. We could offer to hand it to them later, after we process the data, in exchange for...
Anti or the Order? I suppose it depends which flavor of ally interests you. Bits, math, or both.
Prudence dictates we repel invasive elements.
You are the raw material for perfection. From the lowliest subject...
Whatever you say, Commander.
...vigilant. We must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate. We're all in this together.
Prudence dictates we...
You. You bring a cultist into my... I hope this isn't a sign you've lost your nerve. Or are you planning on removing the cultists from Newton one at a time?
Well, then it seems today is your lucky day. The Dawn and Newton have been dealt with. By us. Care to hear all the bloody particulars? Of course. How could you think otherwise? That was the...
You saw a problem and followed your own methods to solve it. I can admire that. Here's something for your trouble. If you removed Newton's unsightly blemish, I believe you may be trustworthy. I have reason something predicted has come to pass. One of the satellites comprising the Hyperion web was struck by a wayward craft and crashed on Paradise Island. I need someone to recover an informational component from it. The web is an order-crafted network of information collection satellites. Our would-be Protectorate overlords squandered them as glorified surveillance devices. We actually implanted a backdoor in the web to bring it back under our control, should a circumstance like this arise. But we did not foresee certain Protectorate modifications. But let's not speak of that. Find a way past the Protectorate at the crash site, collect the data, and return it here. Violence is likely, but perhaps you'll find an alternative. Collect the data from the crashed site and return it here. May the...
Good luck, Commander.
Who's there?
Investigating hostile. Try to limit further damage. Commander, throwing energy your way. Mitigating the threat. Torpification in progress.
I'm alive. Who needs to die?
Restoring the battle.
This weapon prime.
Marisol's something, huh? She had everyone fooled, and then she turns around, exposes Svoboda for what she is, and reveals herself to be the endpoint. What kind of name? She reminds me of the serial heroes I wanted to be just like when I was a kid. I'd tell her if I thought she'd appreciate it. There's something inspiring about someone who knows exactly what they are. Anyway, this is me saying I think she was a good get. Much better having her in our corner than staring down the barrel of her gun. She's probably already got bugs listening in on us, so we ought to just stop there. Well, suppose that's all my suspicions of the Earth Directorate confirmed, for all to see. Just didn't think we'd find actual... I feel a little bad for Ibarra, though. He's taking it about as well as I expected. Whatever he hoped to find in the Matriarch's tomb, surely it weren't that. It stings less now that they didn't help Tau Ceti. Guess there's a big difference between thinking they didn't care and realizing that they're just as corrupt as anyone else. Trying real hard. We got enough to worry about as it is, and adding this much chaos to our little crew can't end well. I'll try to keep an open mind, Commander. But if she comes at me with a knife, anyway, appreciate you hearing me out.
I recall this place. These stations have been automated since my day, though this one has certainly accrued dust. Odd that it would be in a state of lockdown. I have a general override that should allow us entry, but anything specific to local systems, including security systems, may be beyond me. What places? These security measures should not be operational. The station seems to be on reserve power. We best tread carefully. I recall this place. These stations have been automated since my day, though this one has certainly accrued dust. Odd that it would be in a state of lockdown. I have a general override that should allow us entry, but anything specific to local systems, including security systems, may be beyond me. What places? These security measures should not be operational. The station seems to be on reserve power. We best tread. Tread carefully. The most ignoble place.
The hunt, Commander! Feel yourself!
Well, no one is here, lying in ambush. Perhaps some stray systemic error activated the entryway defenses. We'd best first report to security ops. Lift this lockdown. From there, we can set about reactivating the station's primary power. A footprint in the dust? This station shouldn't have received visitors in years. Be on guard. Someone else may be here. My passcode shall not work on this terminal. Unlock... The reactor activation circuits shall likely be dysfunctional. It's a known issue with these old stations. Let me look. Corroded transistors, dust in the actuator. Did a sprat gnaw on this? Sweet sovereign, what a mess. There. I think I have it. Let us hope my override does not trigger any security alerts. Let us proceed with due haste. Good. This should avail us of a much simpler search. Let us return to the central room once more and see if anything seems out of place.
Taking punitive action.
Currently offensive.
Be wary for anything that may be a clue to the hidden room's location.
My passcode is Limber. No, let's try Amulet. No, Wingtip. No, Sovereign's Gavel. I should remember this, damn it! Oh! Wait. Oh, no.
Stay whatever fool words you ready in your defense, for they shall avail you not. I accuse you of trespassing upon the private domain of the Sovereign. For these crimes... Wait, I know you. Luther Okada? What in blazes are you doing here? And why do you wear a Sub Rosa uniform?
Because I work for Sub Rosa? More than that, I don't think I can say, Cadet Rao. Mostly because I'm not supposed to, but also because I can't remember.
I knew this man when I was still a cadet. Okada is, or was, a petty troublemaker, though a crafty one. As cadets, Virgil and I apprehended him often. Sometimes Virgil let him go, but he usually went to mental refreshment.
Often enough to know the technicians by name.
This truly is no ploy. But mental refreshment is supposed to return wayward subjects to the proper path, not cause whatever this is. Despite his faults, the Okada I knew was ultimately benign. But the fact remains that he now trespasses in a secure facility. Duty dictates that I must execute him. That's a wise path. One that shall give me time to contemplate what must be.
An Arbiter used the word execute in the last few seconds, yet I remain alive? Didn't think that was possible. He and the other one must have put me away close to 12 times each. I used to be...
Ne'er-do-well is a polite term. He was a repeat malefactor. I believe last time we met,
I got 18 months of hard labor for that. Served me right.
My patience is beginning to dwindle. We should put an end to this morose situation as soon as we can.
I was sent here to do a specific job, but some of the details are hazy. Gives me conniptions. I don't have a choice. Do you think I like having these holes in my memory? There's nothing I can do to answer you.
I don't know that I can. He is a trespasser. His slipping mind matters not. Very well. Luther Okada, you stand accused of trespassing upon the private domain of the Sovereign, of espionage, of informational theft. For these crimes, I find you guilty of all counts. Prepare for
If I must die...
And it would seem... Let us see what remains on the terminal he was so interested in. The hint pertaining to the passcode on that terminal, I believe I know the answer. It is contained in a phrase the Supreme Arbiter drilled into our heads for many years. Our work at the refugee camp did not slake your investigative hunger? I doubt you'll be able to surmise it exactly. For myself, the Supreme Arbiter, and Virgil especially, if judgment is the Arbiter's gavel, what is the Arbiter's scalpel? I would be irritated, but really I should chide myself for even entertaining your question. An Arbiter's gavel is judgment, and an Arbiter's scalpel is analysis. From that terminal, it sounds as if the Supreme Arbiter had some sort of business with the Consul. To what end, I wonder? The tone of her response seemed relaxed, but I do not believe she would have met with the Consul unless she had no other choice. And that feckless agent. I don't understand his aim or who he would be working for. Only the Consul. But the Protectorate does not ally itself with Sub Rosa. I couldn't imagine the Consul pinning his duties on someone so clearly out of sorts as our recently departed friend. Besides, he has his own agents. Well, at least we found what we needed on the Supreme Arbiter's terminal. I only hope whatever awaits us at Central Control is less tumultuous. I wish I could take more solace in Okada's death. Alas. Wrong? As an arbiter, nothing I do is wrong, so long as it upholds. Altogether, I think visiting this station was fruitful for my ultimate task. Hopefully we'll grow ever close, and, circumstances aside, I appreciate your accompanying me here, Commander. It means much. cannot say I have had to search for a hidden switch in a Protectorate holding before.
Passcode is Limber. No, let's... wait.
Stay for the...
Because I work off it.
Despite his faults, the Okada I knew was ultimately benign. But the fact remains that he now trusts...
An Arbiter used the word execute.
I don't know that I can. No. I've seen firsthand what occurs when criminals and traitors are allowed to flourish at the Protectorate. Luther Okada!
If I must die...
Aggressor at hand.
And... It would appear our next stop is Praetor, specifically Central Control. I look forward to traveling there, once you've sufficiently prepared. Excellent. I look forward to it.
Enjoy your time in the garden.
You've advanced the plan. You shall be fitted.
Well, if it isn't Academia's champion.
I look forward to the reclamation of the Hyperion web. Hopefully, now. How might we be of use to one another? The purveyor of convictions? Not possible. She's too public. Troubling. Here I was hoping we were currently at our maximum of, but though it chagrins me to be unable to help, you should speak with Laureate Beckett. Delicate matter. If there's nothing else so pressing to discuss, I'd like to return to my work. Yes! Excellent! Take that, reductionists! Your horrid little surveillance devices shall finally be used for what their purpose should. Don't tell anyone about that outburst, please. Here's something to keep you quiet. Yes, you've earned not only my trust, but the Order's as well. I hope you'll continue working with us in the future. I've informed the presiding bishop you're coming to speak with her. She can be found in the room off the main stairwell. I'm sure I don't need to say this. But if you even think about bringing harm to Ruth, I shall know. Be on your very, very best.
The Order has always proclaimed patience as a virtue, but I am pleased my waiting is finally at its endpoint. For so long, you have only existed as numerical values on a chart. A bright star in a constellation of... Now with your arrival, the Order nears the totality of its goals, provided you are willing to stay aligned with our cause. Faith is trust without evidence. You deserve far more. Now then, I gather you already know who I am, but science has shown that good manners strengthen developing relationships by 5.3%. So, allow me to introduce myself. I am Ruth Bassar, third presiding bishop of the Order of the Ascendant, supreme calculator, and, plan willing, the architect of Arcadia's prosperous future. I admit, when I sent my initial message, I did not exactly know who its recipient would be. Your recent exploits at Greater Tranquility Station have certainly made for confronting an assassin, and thereby sparing the delegates' lives before the rift inexplicably destroyed the station. Such a commendable effort is worthy of acknowledgement. If your actions were so easily imitable, then we would not be. However, there's something of even greater import. I just received the most curious transmission from Auntie Cleo. She wishes to discuss a partnership of sorts. And I heard you. I must admit I have significant doubts about colluding with an entity like Auntie's Choice. Why should the...
Simply put, we got the troops, the firepower, and the know-how to beat the Protectorate. Respectfully, I think we
Military support loses its usefulness quickly in times of peace. It is that which gives me pause, among other concerns. Levin's methodology is usually faultless, and it would be... Auntie Cleo has already proposed a secure conference room on board the Undisputed Claim for our use. I will await your arrival there to mediate.